We're not asking for the world. We're not asking for a Cadillac plan.
Mike Diaz is a former firefighter and current Chula Vista city councilman. He says there's a big problem in his city, a shortage of police, firefighters, and 911 dispatchers.
Year after year after year after year that we're not meeting response times. And when somebody dials 911, the expectation is that someone's going to show up and take care of a problem, and we're not doing that right now.
It took Chula Vista police and fire on average 6 minutes and 31 seconds to respond to emergency 911 calls in fiscal year 2016, according to a city report. In San Diego, the average was 7 minutes. That's 31 seconds above Chula Vista's goal of responding to all emergency calls within 6 minutes. Diaz says to meet that goal, both police and fire need more staff. Right now, Chula Vista's police department has the lowest ratio of police officers to residents in San Diego County, according to a study from Sandag.
They're at 0.8 police officers per thousand. The regional average is 1.29 police officers per thousand. All we want to do is tie second to last.
That's where Measure A comes in. It would raise $17 million a year with the goal of hiring 79 new police officers, dispatchers, firefighters, paramedics, and other public safety personnel.
It's a marketing tool. So now you've got this great big pot of money.
Russ Hall, the head of the opposition to Measure A, says there's a problem. Funding police and fire sounds good, but the sales tax actually goes into the city's general fund.
If something else comes up, then that money can be taken out and used for other purposes.
So Chula Vista is facing a conundrum common among California cities. By state law, if governments say a tax increase will go to a specific purpose, they need 2/3 voter approval. To avoid that, lawmakers can instead say the money will go to the general fund, but then opponents can argue there's no guarantee how the money will be spent. Hall says it should be no problem getting 66% of voters to approve public safety spending.
Police and fire is very popular. It's mom, apple pie, Chevrolet, police and fire. I mean, they're right up there all together.
Hall says he'd even vote for the measure if there were safeguards to ensure it went to public safety. But first, the city would have to show it was fiscally responsible.
Do everything you can before you go to the tax. And then, if you have to at that point, city comes back to the taxpayer, to the voters, and say, you know what, we have tried everything and we still have these costs that we can't contain. Then you can go back to the taxpayers in good conscience and say, you know what, we need a little help.
That happened recently. In 2016, Chula Vista voters approved Measure P, a half-cent sales tax to fund infrastructure. That money also goes to the general fund. Now at 8.25%, Chula Vista already has the third highest sales tax in the county, below National City and La Mesa. Councilman Mike Diaz says there are ways to ensure the money is spent properly. For example, an oversight committee.
And at the end of the day, every 4 years, the citizens will have the ability to say, you took care of our money, and we're going to reward you maybe with another term, or we're going to boot you out of office for spending that money a different way.
But if Measure A passes, its sales tax increase will remain in effect until another ballot measure removes it. Claire Tregesser, KPBS News.